Hello and welcome to the first Badger Breaks podcast. It's always been a dream of mine to shit talk lots of anime and manga. Today I'm joined by the special King Killer.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me, Badger.
With his formerly known as the Koala Burner.
Represent.
Yeah. So today we'll be discussing seinen manga and anime.
Yep.
My favourite genre, because I'm just a depressing bastard, but is it your favourite genre?
No, mine's Battle Shonen. That's my favorite.
Battle Shonen. Basic bitch.
Yep, I represent that core.
So we'll start with a series that we're both very fond of, and that is Kingdom.
Yes, Kingdom's in my top 5 favorite manga.
So I'm actually quite new to Kingdom, only having caught up to it a couple of months ago, and I thought it was probably one of my favourite reads of any manga, because I think it just encapsulates you into this world, and I think what stands out is the characters and the fights.
Oh, most definitely. Also find that the politics of the Kingdom world are quite interesting too, and the world building that goes on in the series is definitely a highlight for me personally.
So how long have you been reading Kingdom?
I've probably been reading Kingdom since 2014.
Yeah, because I think because I'm recent to it, and I think I just prefer binging stuff, because it's just the way to go, really, because you just get one by one and you constantly encapsulated by the story, whereas if you're week by week, then it kind of loses that sort of momentum.
Oh, definitely. Kingdom especially is a series that I think you need a binge to enjoy it fully.
Yeah, and I think if we're gonna if it's talking about why it's better to binge, and I think you just have to look at the Coalition Invasion arc.
Oh, facts. Facts.
100 chapters long. That is just, I could never read that week by week.
Unfortunately, when they were translating the series, they just got halfway through the Coalition arc. So I was able to binge half of it, which was fantastic, and the other half I had to read weekly, which is one of the greatest pains of my entire life, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think it's definitely probably the standout. If you can compare it to any other manga, it would probably be close to Marineford.
Yeah,
I prefer it. You didn't like my tweet about comparing it to Marineford.
Well, One Piece is my favorite series, so I'm probably going to represent that in any sort of argument. But I definitely think they're both on par. Like, they're two of my favorite arcs in all of anime and manga.
Alright, so let's go deeper into Kingdom. Let's talk about characters. So, what's your favorite characters of the series?
Jeez. My favorite character is Oki. Big Lips Oki. Big Lips Oki is just the fact this guy can just stand around and make people fear him is just, you got to love a character like that. And probably characters like Kyokai, Shin are up there with some of my favorites as well, and Riboku.
So when it comes to Oki, because he's such a great character, were you like immediately, this guy's the real shit, or was it after 200 chapters in, we got to know him and stuff, his backstory and stuff?
I think from the initial start that Oki immediately appealed to me, considering his kind of introduction in the series. But as you kind of give characterization development for Oki, he definitely is a standout in the series.
Yeah, because at the start of the series, Oki was kind of this third party, because it was the Civil War, and he was, if he had joined his side, then that side would win immediately.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like the cool thing, that this power existed in the world. But I think as we go on in the series, we learn more about Oki and his kind of, it's not a bad thing to say, but his godly status, changes into more of he becomes more human as the story develops further.
Yes.
But even after his death, we still have some great moments from Renpa's flashback, where he meets with Renpa, and Renpa's all freaked out.
Yes.
That's a great panel where him and Toe and all these other vice generals are just entering the palace of Renpa.
Yep.
That's low diff immediately.
Considering the Renpa reputation, that's saying something.
Yeah, I think it does a great job, I think, when it comes to characters to show what it means to have power. I think, like this is talking about recent spoilers. You cat, of course.
Yeah, I'm caught up. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the only problem I have with the recent chapters is that the kingdom was so great at setting what power someone was on. Like Oki was untouchable for up until his death. Even in death, he was still untouchable. And like we have some great characters from Renpa to the rest of the 5 generals to even Moten, the strategist who all these people have different sorts of powers which they specialize in. I think it does a great job, and I think the problem with the latest chapters is that Hoken, who is kind of seen as kind of the end goal when it comes to comes to strength, was defeated. And I'm not sure about you, but I thought it was just kind of felt a bit anticlimactic in that this storyline has been set up for around 400 chapters, and for someone to be considered to be the strongest in the Kingdom verse to be defeated, it kind of feels kind of too early for something like that to happen.
Oh, it most definitely is. To me, I would have put an equivalent as like exhausted, tired, injured Luffy defeating Kaido 1v1. To me that it's the power scale and the consistency of the series has really dropped off in this particular arc, I would say.
Yeah, and I think when the problem comes with like the negatives about Kingdom, it's a great series, but when it comes to that, is that we've had, I don't know, it was kind of similar to the Marineford effect, that every other arc after Marineford was slightly worse and it just didn't live up to the hype. And so I think the Coalition Invasion arc was peak Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's trying to reach that peak again. It does have some great arcs between the Coalition and up to now, but I still think it's trying to reach that high.
Well, the thing is with the Coalition arc is just that you have everyone involved in that fight. Well, pretty much everyone. There were a few characters that weren't there, but to me, that is an end arc. And maybe, obviously, Hara is restricted by history. He's got to follow real historical events, but it kind of feels like he's blown his load. Excuse the sexual euphemism there. Blown his load really early, and that maybe every other arc's just not going to be as impactful as the Coalition arc was.
And I think what it comes down to is that, do you think that duels, like battles, pre-Coalition Invasion arc is better than duels after Coalition Invasion arc? Because I've had that problem.
I think involving ones like characters like Ohan and Shin, their duels have been very lackluster. I would say they've kind of been probably a little shaky on the fact could these characters really defeat the opponents they're going up against. Whereas before, I felt like when they dueled with someone, there was more time given to that fight, and it was a lot more believable they could actually defeat that opponent. My example would be the Shin Rinko fight. I think it's one of the best fights in the series, and it was very believable they'd be able to defeat him at the end there.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to is that Shin, he didn't have many fights or duels pre-Coalition. I'm like saying it's like pre-Coalition Invasion.
Yeah.
But after now, he's had all the main duels, and I don't know, maybe that's the main problem, because usually in the series, my favorite character is not the main character. I kind of like Shin is a great character, but he's still not my favorite.
Yep.
And I think what was great about Kingdom is that it realized that Shin, he was not powerful enough to still. He was not like Luffy, who had to. It wasn't like a Shonen Jump where you have to face the main villain by yourself, soloing him. He was always on the sideline, having small achievements and slowly building it up. So that's why I think that a lot of great pre-Coalition Invasion arcs are great, because it's not Shin. It's either Duke, Hayu, Oki, and stuff like that, all having their amazing turns fighting.
Yep, I would agree with that statement.
So talking about battles, so you mentioned Rinko. Is there any other battles which you think are top tier?
Other battles that I think are top tier. I probably think Oki versus Hoken. Their final fight, I think, was very well done. I also think the Hoken Riboku fight, sorry, not Riboku, Hoken versus Dukio is another good one. And Mobu versus the Chu general. I forgot the generals. Is it Kunbei?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it Kunbei? I think it's Kunbei.
I think so.
Yeah, that fight
that
was fantastic.
It just had so much weight, like just the panels that just with their bludgeons, it was just how the manga was able just to curve it,
yes,
just to show how much power was behind each blow was just amazing. I think it was just really a standout.
Yes, and seeing the horse's legs, just their bones blowing out of the flesh was like, oh my god, that was the fight for the century for sure. That one.
Kind of going from best fights to worst fights. Kind of one of my most disappointing fights was the Kyukai versus the other assassins.
Kyukai versus the other assassins.
I kind of felt
okay.
So it's when she was on her own and she faced the it kind of just felt it was too fast paced, and like I know it was trying to show the speed, but it just wasn't much to it. I didn't really have that emotional connection that I had with every other fight in Kingdom.
I think maybe it might be something to do with the fact it's more of a personal battle and not like involved in this huge climactic war that's going on, and maybe it doesn't really blend very well in the series of Kingdom, mate. Because for me, I can't really remember much about that fight. It didn't really stand out to me, but it's a bit like when Shin fought the assassin in the very first couple of chapters. It's like kind of like whatever. It's a whatever fight. It's not part of the more grandiose scheme of the series. So maybe that could be the issue. But as I said, I can't really remember it too well myself personally.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about battles, and I think what really makes Kingdom stand out is the actual strategy and thought put into each and every individual battle. That no other manga, I believe, does that kind of on that sort of scale, because each battle is actually played out like an actual battle, not storming the front gate and fighting everyone. It's strategic. It's thought through thoroughly, and there are sacrifices, there are gains, there are losses, there are strategic moves. That it's definitely portrayed as a game of chess, and I think that's what makes Kingdom stand out and puts it into that sort of scene and formula, really.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think seeing the generals plan out their tactics and having to change them on the fly, it's really well done. And just the scope of the battles, like when you get the bird's eye view of like the two armies coming to clash and the movements of different wings, flanking or coming from the side, it's just spectacularly done.
So when it comes down, so what do you think is the best war, that sort of battle?
The best battle in Kingdom?
Yeah.
It's the Coalition War. Okay. Nothing comes close. Like, not a single one. Yeah. Not a single one.
So would it be the original? Is it the Kanyo Pass, or is it that side city?
Kanyo Pass. I guess. I think probably the Jukio wing would be probably where my favorite battle would be. My favorite engagement.
Yeah, and I think
it's the right wing if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the right wing. But what I love is it was the side city from the left. It just had such great both hype moments and strategical play from Riboku, who was just a great character. We'll get onto him later. Of how like it just mind games he played with all the soldiers, and it just some of the great panels of a Coalition Invasion is when Sei comes into where Shin goes around a corner and you see Sei and his arm.
Yep.
Which is just a great moment.
Yep.
So let's compare early Kingdom to middle Kingdom to late Kingdom. Do you think that early Kingdom definitely follows that kind of formula of we face different opponents, we face stronger and stronger and stronger, we had a goal, but now Middle Kingdom was kind of, because it didn't Middle Kingdom definitely didn't focus around Shin, so it was kind of unique in that sense, and it didn't have there was no goal towards play. It was every character had a goal, and there was no kind of cohesion really.
Yeah, it was good.
Like everyone had.
Yeah.
but now present Kingdom has gone back to that original goal. Do you think that is kind of? Would you like to see more about side characters, like not Shin getting more screen time and?
I probably would prefer to have like the where we were back in Middle Kingdom, focusing all the different characters and dropping in, seeing what they're doing. My only issue is probably you can't really do that anymore because I mean Kingdom is like 632 chapters in, and probably because we need to see Shin's advancement to becoming Great General. So I think you just have to accept that's going to be the reality of future Kingdom. It's just going to really focus on Shin pretty much predominantly most of the time now.
Because there was sort of a transition period, because like there was some moments like we had Kanzaki, right, is the general.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we had that moment where because that was the hill battle. Yep. I can't remember what the actual name was.
Yeah,
the hills battle.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
So that was a focused arc on him, and now we've in this sort of in this major battle with Zhao. We've had some moments with the Mountain Tribe. We had, I think, 10 chapters just with the Mountain Tribe and Heki.
I've seen a lot more than that to me, but yeah.
Yeah, so those were. It might not be 10 chapters, but it was. There was quite a bit of a portion.
It was unfortunately.
I actually like that part because I think the Mountain Tribe is. Wow, we've hit a crossroads here.
Yeah. Yes. The first disagreement of the podcast, but yeah.
I'm going to break now. So, what do you not like about Heki and the Mountain Tribes?
Heki's a useless piece of shit.
Oh my god.
He's a pathetic character.
Cancel. No. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Are you seriously? You like Heki? Like, is this for real?
He's a great
character.
He's been there from the start.
Oh no.
He's kind of like the Buggy of Kingdom.
Oh, now you've just insulted Buggy. I mean, come on, what?
Completely useless, but a great laugh.
I can laugh.
Somehow he's a general.
The thing is, I can laugh at Buggy for his stupidity, but Heki does things that cost people their lives and could have lost them the war with his incompetency. So I don't know. Fuck Heki. Kill him off now. Get rid of him.
So what about the Mountain Tribe? Are you a fan of the Mountain Tribe?
I have no problem with Yontawa and oh my goodness, I can't think of her Vice General's name anymore. But I'm a fan of them. But I do think that they are kind of played up as a bit of a we'll bail you out type of group. Like when the problem, like all hope is lost, they come in last second and save everyone. It's happened 3 times now, so I'm a little over that at the moment.
But I think that was a good moment with Yontawa, and I think it was Budgie, the guy with like the 2 poking sticks out of his helmet.
Yeah.
That was quite neat. That was quite a nice moment between them.
Yep. No.
Poor Heki is getting a cockroach, it seems.
Heki hasn't got a prayer with Yontawa. That's all I can say. He's dreaming.
Yeah, it'll be end of the series. It'll be
Yontawa would eat him for breakfast.
Like Sakura. It'll be like Sakura and Sasuke.
Oh.
Heki.
Oh jeez. Oh, terrible.
But it's kind of the thing about it. It's kind of a weird. Relationship because he fell in love with her as he was about to be executed by her.
That's Heki for you.
Bit of a masochist there.
He is. He is the Sakura of Kingdom.
Yeah. So we talked about the recent art with Zhao. What do you think about this major war with Zhao?
I think the initial setup and the first couple of chapters of the invasion, I thought was excellent. You really felt that if they lose this, it's all over for them. They're going to be massacred. The whole plan's going to be blown up. I really felt that tension. But as the arc has drawn on, it's turned to dog shit for me personally. It's really turned into some dog shit.
Yeah, I think there's some points that have been prolonged, and I think I would have liked to see more of the other actual fights, because I think Osen is probably the most underused character in Kingdom.
Oh,
and I think
definitely.
What we've had of him has just been amazing from the Coalition Invasion arc, where he just literally said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna stand my ground here." He created a whole fucking fortress.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
In 20 seconds.
This guy's a madman.
Oh, he is. Very unutilized character, very interesting one as well.
But hoping I'm hoping from what this recent chapter showed us that we're going to see him in full force.
Oh, I hope so. Do you think?
But what do you think of?
I was gonna ask you a question. Like, do you think there'll be a time that Osen will show his true colors? Because clearly he wants to formulate his own kingdom, as his discussion with Riboku. Do you think there's going to be a time where he's either going to back down from that plan, or he's going to go full force and start a rebellion?
Firstly, King, I ask the question now. I am the captain, and oh god, cancelled already. And secondly, I think it's going to be like the Minister of the Right. What was his name?
Ryofu.
Yeah, Ryofu. It's going to be, I think, a similar sort of structure to that, where it's going to be a lot of putting your chips where just a lot of just strategy goes into it.
Okay.
Because Osen doesn't seem like the man he's definitely not the man who goes full force. We're just gonna invade the shit out of Keen, but it's gonna be like, I've had this man planted here and this man planted here and stuff. Like, I think it probably most likely he's already started his rise to become king.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
So talking about Zhao, we're gonna have to talk about the two great generals of Zhao. Well, one currently, Riboku and Hokin. Riboku.
Mm-hmm.
A great introduction to the character, very surprising. It was unexpected. And then, do you think now in this kind of, he probably peaked again at the Coalition arc.
Oh yes.
And now with this Zhao War, do you think he's kind of lost face?
Lost face? I don't really think so. I think he has done everything he can to kind of beat back the Qin forces. I just think it's the incompetency of the other generals that have let him down, honestly.
My problem with Riboku is that he is the man who killed Oki. He is the man revered for that single goal, for that single achievement. But I just don't feel the same sort of hype and just fear that comes from the guy who killed Oki.
I can see where you're coming. Like, do you think that Riboku is going to live past this arc, or do you think this is his end?
I think he's got enough connections with, from the Chu Prime Minister, formerly, I think Prime Minister or King now, I think.
Yep.
He's got enough connections that he will just, his main goal is stopping Keen, and that is it.
Okay.
So I don't think he has any, he's not like a nationalist. He doesn't want Zhao to be, he just wants Keen to not advance forward.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of points in the Zhao War which he could have done better, and he could have, taken on himself.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think
I guess.
I think the main problem is he's taking such a passive role now. We had him, taking advances strategy when Oki died, and then he actually took part in the war, in the siege of the city, in the Coalition invasion arc. But now with the Zhao War, he's just in behind the headquarters, not really doing anything.
To me, it's difficult because that's kind of Riboku, though. He always sits back and is passive and allows his subordinates to kind of do the work for him. That's kind of Riboku's character. Like, he very rarely gets personally involved in the fighting himself.
Yeah, and there was only an example in the Coalition invasion where he did. I'd like to see more of that, more of him actually being on the front lines, really.
I'm trying to think. When did he get personally involved in the Coalition?
Well, so when he took that siege, on the left flank, he was literally, he wasn't on the front lines, but he was in the middle. He was in the middle of the siege and stuff.
He didn't,
and he was leading the army.
Yeah, did he personally draw his sword, or?
No, the only time he's drawn his sword is against Shen.
Yeah, that's right.
In that
that's
forest.
right. Yeah, because unless I was misremembering something, because I don't remember him personally actually engaging in combat during the siege.
No, but he led the force. He led them by himself. Riboku, he doesn't. In the Zhao, he doesn't really have. He's not my way or the highway.
Well, mate.
And that was the only. That was the only point where him alone was. Even him alone was the leader.
But he did get personally involved when he came from that flank attack against Osen's vice general. I think his name was Anki, if I remember. He did personally kill him, so I guess. I don't know. He always does seem like he's this passive character that will sit back and just observe what's going on.
But I think because we're coming into the second half of the Zhao War already, because the first half now done. Do you think we'll see a more active role from him, or?
No, I think it'd be the same. I think he'll try to engage with Kunki's forces, and I think he'll lose either not Kunki does something or Osun does something, and I think he'll run away. I think that's what's going to happen. He'll run off. He'll retreat.
Yeah, that's good. Good way to sum him up. Now we'll go on to the more controversial.
Oh boy!
Great General. We'll put Great General in a
exclamation marks.
In a quotation marks. Yeah. So Hoken.
Yes, Mr. H, the Incredible Hulk of the series.
Mr. Half a Man.
Oh man, I don't know what to say about Hogan, honestly.
Just one thing to say about him, because I think I was kind of gobsmacked when it happened when he died. Is that we got his random backstory at his death.
That's pretty typical at sometimes though.
But like, I was reading the chapters, and then it got to his. It's just at the start of the chapter, it's like, oh, these two doctors, and 5 pages. And then there's just a big man came to steal the child. I was like, what the hell is that?
He's raised by the man. Like what you said. I just want to say, like what you said about Riboku losing his shine as time has gone on. I think Hoken has lost his shine as time has gone on. Like you think of his introduction and what he is now. Like he's a shadow of that kind of reputation that he had.
Do you think it all started? I think it was a great moment, but it kind of seemed like the downfall of Hoken was when the guy goes to the red light district, the son of Moten, his like retainer stabs him in the back.
Oh yep.
I thought that was a great moment because I like that retainer, and I was sad when he died.
Yep.
But that was kind of that, and Riboku even said that was the downfall of Hoken, as he that was the first time he got injured since Hyo and Oki. It was just his fodder character really.
Yeah. No, I can see. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
But I think we can't deny that Hoken has some great achievements, from killing Oki and Jukayu to slaughtering the Haishin unit.
Yep.
And being regarded as one of 3 great generals.
Yep. No, I think as we said, like Hoken's defeat from Shin is very disappointing. It's far too early for that to have happened, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
I think there's going to be a great segue.
Okay.
Bit of a stretch, but 3 great generals. It seems that every state in China has this the 5 great generals, the 6 great generals, the 3 great generals.
Yep.
It's like, what the hell did they all come from? Like, they had like 6 fire dragons or whatever, blood dragons. Zhao has the 3 great generals. Chu has like the 8.
Yep.
Like what? It's like the whole point was that the 5 great generals, they were alone. But now you've got, these guys were on par with them. Like, what? That doesn't make sense.
You got to have some antagonists. It's what's going to happen.
Like, it's fine having antagonists, but just reintroducing, like, the 5 great generals, copy, paste.
It's all hype build up to, like, they're as good as the Quinn 6. Oh my god, they're going to be unstoppable.
But the greatest thing was Wei One, because they have, like, the 6 great fire blood dragons, and they all just get shot on. There was like nowhere near.
No, they were disappointing. Those lot. Can't remember how.
It was like we were showing like the 6 blood dragons, and one of them was the guy who died in the second arc.
Yes. No.
I'm like, what? He was a great general.
There was some silly shenanigans going on with those characters.
So we need to talk about a lot of these states. What would you say is your favourite state of China? Wuhan, the ones with the coronavirus.
Oh no, it's demonetized now. My favourite state, I think, is Chu. I genuinely feel scared of that state, and because their state is so large and it's so competitive, that they must have some legitimate monsters, hiding in that state, ready to go and fight. And the fact that they're bordered by I think 3 or 4 of the other states, that to me is that's really interesting, because they have to fight multiple groups at multiple times. So I cannot wait to engage engage them.
Yeah, because it was the introduction of the female general during the coalition invasion. I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yep.
I think the most there's two ones I want to mention. The one in the Far East, which gets absolutely dicked on. I can't remember its name.
Oh, is that the one where the diplomat went to? Okay. Yep.
It's like the general passes by, and like he gets immediately killed by Zhao. It's like, and like they haven't been mentioned again. No. But what I think is the most interesting state is actually the smallest one of Qi.
Oh, okay.
With the snake eating king, because I think he's gonna have such a massive role. That King of Qi.
What do you think the role he's gonna play? Exactly.
Well, he's definitely. It's just gonna be a surprise power because it was that power not being in the coalition that scared the other states, and like it's a small state, but all the other armies were still scared. So there must be some sort of like special thing that they have to make them scared.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think just the way he was able just to. He was definitely a strategist because when he talked to Sei and stuff, he was definitely the better man in that sort of conversation, and like he can hold his own against like someone like Raboku or something like that.
Okay.
But I think also there's some like that was a great moment when he was kind of he was creating a ceasefire between him and Sei, so like that was just a great moment. And then him respecting the death of his like mentor was quite a great moment of them just sitting side by side, reflecting on how this country is gonna go.
Okay. No, honestly, I never really gave them much thought, but that's very interesting. Actually, I might look into that.
Okay, so we're going to talk about deaths. What is your favorite death of the series?
It's easy, Oki. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Oh.
I've got two. I've actually got three. For what it meant in early. This was before Oki. What it meant was B's death with Shin.
Okay. Yep.
So that was definitely more of a character moment for Shin because he finally realized what war does to someone and how it changes them, because that was quite a great moment because they were shielding him from Hoken and stuff, and it was definitely you felt that sort of camaraderie that the Haishin unit now has, that it all stemmed from this moment.
Okay.
Of like these two friends from their village and one protecting the other because they know the importance. The other underrated one I think is Moten. No, is it who's the old guy?
Oh, Moten's grandfather.
Yeah.
Moten's. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name.
But he had quite a great death because that was definitely another influence onto Shin on how a general should be.
Yep.
And the way he just sat up and died was kind of. It was kind of like Whitebeard-esque.
Yes, I would agree with that.
But I think my number one death is Jukayu.
Really? The Duke's death? Okay.
It was such a madman. And the connection, he's all connection to Shin's.
Yes.
All the, like, how he just went out in a blaze of glory. He's like, I've taken your fucking,
I've injured you.
Yeah.
And that great smile, the great smile at the end. He had the Will of D smile at the end.
Oh yeah, he's Clan of D.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just such a great moment. It impacted the series, but it kind of felt. It was a death that was not sad, but glorious.
Okay, yeah. I can agree with that.
Like, Qi had lost a key general, like the only good general left. And, but he went out with a smile. He went out as he wanted to. And the connection to Shin was just great, being a father-son bond. I love that moment where all of Jukayu's forces, like some of them come to Shin and it's like, we're going to have to come to you because that bastard treated you better than he did to us. So that was a great
Okay,
moment.
okay.
But I think I didn't mention my favorite characters, which is a bit weird. So that would be Jukayu and probably the OG of Kingdom, Toe.
Oh my goodness. No.
He's just amazing.
He is.
You can't beat Toe. Just the way the circle movement, that's just epic.
Yes.
He just, it's like a bloody skip, he just...
Oh, it is fantastic. I call it the lawnmower maneuver. It's just, the way he just slices through it. Oh man, you can't beat that.
And I think he's such a great character, and he had a lovely moment with Oki at his death.
Yes. Yes.
And I can't wait to see more of him.
I would say he's probably the second most underutilized general currently at the moment. Osin being first, I'd say.
Heki being first.
Oh, look, get out of here. Kill it.
Alright, so we're already past 30-minute mark, but I think we need to talk about the High Shin unit. Are there any standouts for you?
Oh god. I mean, if you don't count like Ten and Kyokai and Shin, I'm just trying to remember their names. Like, I don't know for you personally, but I have trouble remembering their names. I kind of just go on their facial features.
Yeah, it's very hard. It was quite a funny moment. I feel really bad for it, but when Kyokai was like dreaming and stuff, and she got pushed by those two High Shin like lieutenants who died.
Yeah.
I forgot they had died. I was like, oh fuck, they had died.
Because the one that Hoken killed, I was like, hang on, he's an actual leader in the High Shin unit. I'm like, oh damn. It's like, oh, that's right.
I was like, oh my god, he died. I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's unfortunately they're somewhat disposable. Some of them. I think the guy, the one that, remember when Oki was training Shin, and he had that guy that he sent with Shin as well. Him.
Yeah, he's a great character. Enki, I think.
Who?
I think it's Enki.
Enki. Okay. As I can't remember their names, but he would be him and one of the big dudes. He's a big fat guy. I know. I enjoy the fat bastards in manga, so I quite like him.
But probably my favorite thing is that lieutenant who like one day showed up, and he's just there in the background. He's the one with all the armor.
Oh yes, he's the cavalry command. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. He's just there.
Yep.
Like I feel so sorry for him.
Yes. Yeah.
He just gets he just gets shoved aside every other.
Yeah, you got to think that's the guy. Yeah, okay, that's the one in the Henshin unit, because he's kind of has that generic look about him. It's like, oh yeah, you're NPC soldier number 12. Okay. Oh no, you're the lieutenant. Oh well. Yeah.
All right. So I think we covered Kingdom quite a lot. So we'll go from a good supporting cast to a bad supporting cast in Berserk.
Nani?
I do not like the supporting cast of Berserk.
Really?
Yeah, not good. I once sent this my tier list to Dritz, and he was just he was furious. I'll DM it to you.
I'll have to see this.
But I think you have way more to say about Berserk than I do. So let's hear it from Mr. King himself.
All right. Well, if you're not familiar with Berserk, its reputation precedes it. It's quite a dark series, a lot of dark imagery to it that, if you are, weak of heart, I would not recommend reading it, because there are some things in there that cross into like taboo territory. I think the
trolls.
The trolls.
And the goats. There's always a goat somewhere.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the goat heads in the series. I think the strength of Berserk, it's probably where Kingdom has a bit of a weakness, in terms that it really does focus on the characters, and the main characters especially, and the main antagonists. It really does dive into their lives and what they're going through and what they're suffering, or what their goals will be and what they have to achieve to reach those goals. And I think it does it in a much more balanced, down-to-earth way of achieving these goals and showing what they're going through, almost to the point where you can really relate with a lot of these characters, even the side casts. I definitely can relate to a lot of them, and I think that's the strength that it has over Kingdom. Probably where it fails at is the larger scope of the series is probably where Berserk is weakest at. That's where Kingdom has its true strength.
Yeah, so for me, Berserk is a one-man show. I think Guts is probably one of the best one of the best main characters of all time. But I think just the rest of the cast, I think the Golden Age was great. There's no denying.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But after that, it's just like this road trip kind of setting where people just tag along and stuff. It doesn't work for me.
So, is there any other arcs that you enjoy, or?
I enjoy them. Like Berserk is still a 9 on my my anime list.
Okay.
But like my favorite arc is actually the Black Swordsman arc.
Really?
The first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I expected from Berserk, is this gothic horror sort of setting, and I think the creatures and monsters that were in Black Swordsman's arc, I still think are the best ones. That kind of what Berserk should go back to.
Okay.
And I think it was also a great introduction to the God Hand and stuff, and it set up that Griffith Guts conflict.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it was just a great moment where this badass character we see, like in the 3rd volume, is just completely smacked around.
So I mean, like, you're saying that you enjoy the gothic horror. You don't think the Conviction arc is just more of that, really?
I don't think so. I don't think it's considered gothic horror because it's more. I would compare it to something like Junji Ito-esque.
So you think
it's more?
You think the Conviction arc's more like Junji Ito manga?
Yeah, it's kind of body horror in that sense.
I don't know. I just
like.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I just think it's more of the same. Like, I think Black Swordsman down to Conviction is just more of the same. Really, it's just this.
Well, then you're wrong.
Yes, Capitan.
I think because Black Swordsman, it focused on the monsters and like the transformations, whereas the Conviction arc was just these people who had been like heavily scarred and stuff, and like the priest, even when he turned into an apostle, he was still human. It was still that kind of. It was something out of like. Have you read Uzumaki?
No, I do know of Uzumaki. I've never read it though.
Okay, it's kind of that body horror transformation, whereas the Berserk one, there was more in Conviction. There was more focus on the human element of these characters, or the human features of these characters, whereas the Black Swordsman arc was about their monster features. Like, let's take example. The first villain is the snake guy.
Mm-hmm, yep.
From the outset, we know he's a snake, and when that transformation happens, we know that this is his original form. Whereas with the Conviction arc with like the priest becoming the apostle, we know that this is not his original form, that this is something he's turned into, and that he still has his sort of human traits. Whereas with the monsters of Black Swordsman, there's nothing left of their human traits.
And you would say that's would you say that's the same for the Count?
Yeah, well, the Count, like, the only thing left of him was his face, and even that was, barely anything left of him.
Okay. Because, I mean, it's not, this isn't a Conviction, this is going into, oh my god, what's the latest arc now? The Fantasia arc, whatever it is. When you see...
the boat arc.
The fucking boat. With Griffith's new Neo Band of the Hawk, a lot of them have... They're not really human features, them. Well, a lot of them are really monstrous in their appearance.
But the main character, the main ones can all transform in and out. Like, they're all originally human.
Yeah.
But I see how the Count is kind of contradictory to this. But the snake guy, the snake guy was a snake guy. There's no.
I'm just trying to remember. I thought he did appear as human because he was one of.
Oh, he appeared as a human, but he was a snake guy.
Yeah, I can't remember him too well. I remember more of the Count, but as I said, I probably personally disagree with that opinion. But yeah.
But even but with the Neo, the Neo Band of the Hawk,
yeah, they're
not monstrous. They're not something that I get chills from my spine when I see their monster forms.
Okay.
But like with the snake guy and the Count, that's like a cardinal fear that we all have. Like, I think everyone's scared of massive snakes, especially Ones that rip your fucking...
I don't know, like I think of some of the new Neo, and some of them have some very frightening apostle forms. So I don't know. And some of the priests and his torturers, they were pretty scary looking too. Like these.
Yeah, but that was more just body horror.
Yeah.
Instead of transformation.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what's your favorite?
That's Golden Age. The Golden Age is the best arc of Berserk. I don't think anyone could have. You couldn't really disagree with that opinion, honestly. It's pretty much universally loved.
What was your standout moment of the Golden Age?
My standout moment, obviously, I hate spoiling this for people who haven't seen this. A lot of people.
Okay, I get like 15 views. All
right, okay. Most people will obviously say the Eclipse moment is going to be their standout. For me, it's not the standout. I think for me, the standout is Guts reuniting with Griffith after he left and seeing Griffith.
Guts killing the child. Yes, I agree.
Good guess. No, that's a silly moment. But anyway, I think the Guts and Griffith being reunited, I think, is a standout moment for me. I think it's a very powerful moment.
This is gonna show my nature, but I fucking loved Pippin.
You liked Pippin?
He was my favorite character, and like when he died, I was just face in hands, and I was just crying. I was like, "No, Pippin!"
Hey, look, he went out. He went out like a boss. That's all we can say for him.
Yeah,
probably an underutilized character, unfortunately.
A boss in several pieces.
Yes, that is correct.
But at some points, I'm such a bad person. But at some points in the Eclipse, when the guy hugs the naked woman, and it turns out to be a monster, I was like, "Oh, that's just funny." Like he definitely deserved that.
It was unfortunately a funny poor bastard. I can't remember the guy's name anymore. Caucus, whatever it is.
But I think it did a great job of setting up all these characters, and especially the main trio of Pippin, Guts.
Yep.
Pippin, Guts.
Judo.
Pippin's main character, Pippin, Guts, and Assassin.
Judo.
All three were set up great.
Oh, definitely.
So we had the love triangle, and basically that was a great setup.
I'm guessing that you prefer the Band of the Hawk to have been the sidecast for the series instead of what we have now. I have a feeling.
Definitely, yeah. It was definitely better.
Yeah.
I think that's unanimously agreed in the Berserk community.
Yeah.
But I think, firstly, we had the love triangle where Casca was definitely the third wheel. I think Golden Age arc, Griffith Guts relationship was amazing.
Oh, yes.
Because of what we had in that Black Swordsman arc, that we are hinted at this history, and then shown it is such a great moment.
Yep, I would agree with that.
And I think there were nice tender moments in the start of the Golden Age arc where Guts was captured and had to fight this Count's son, and a elf helped him and sacrificed, and that's why he keeps what's it? Oh shit! What's the name? What's the name of the elf?
I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to.
The one that always hangs out with
Puck.
Star Wars reference.
Yep.
That's why he keeps Puck around, because it's kind of repayment for what that elf did to him.
Yeah,
did to him. Sounds like the elf raped him. The elf didn't rape him. Okay.
Puck's handy though.
All the characters, the elf was the only one who didn't rape.
Oh, poor Guts. My only character didn't rape. Jesus, I must be reading Berserk from China or something.
No. Okay. Anyway, I think there were some great moments. I think standout moments was when Griffith burned the queen and just stared her down. That was a great moment to show the true side of Griffith and foreshadowing what he wanted.
Yep, that was a good moment. I think it's probably good setting up with Griffith, seeing him just murder all the aristocrats and just seeing because you really felt like Griffith was a good dude, but then you're seeing him kill a lot of innocent people and kind of manipulating Guts into taking care of other ones that he wanted to kill off. You really start to see his the true nature of Griffith, which I thought was very well done.
I don't think Griffith was manipulating Guts. I think Guts knew. I think Guts was the only character Griffith could, as he said, could rely on and trust him to do this. There was no like.
You don't think that you don't think there's any like subtle manipulation of like Griffith taking advantage of the emotional state of Guts?
It's like it's not like Guts, could you just like this match for me and then just throw it at this spot right here. That was, I think, Griffith was like straight up with him. You're gonna kill these dudes, okay?
Yeah.
I was like, fine.
But the thing is that kind of not out of character for Guts in a way? Like, he's not an assassin. That's not what I would say in his nature, just to kill someone like in their sleep.
But this is mentioned when he killed the bandits, which Griffith had eyed that Griffith is the only man that Guts would follow to reach his goal. Guts was a selfish man up to the point where he met Griffith, but now he wanted Griffith to succeed in his goal. Not anymore though. That kind of changed.
Yes.
But up to that point,
I don't know. It's just I always interpret it as like Griffith is manipulating Guts in an emotional way, and that's why Guts realizes he's got to leave Griffith because he needs to continue his journey. He needs to leave this man because he's has such a power over him. It's almost supernatural in a way what he can do.
Yeah, I think so, but I think, yeah, I can see a point now. Guts, I think it was just, I think Guts didn't, I think there's got to a point where Guts didn't believe in Griffith's, how he came about it and stuff. That he thought this was just, this was taking the easy road, this was taking the wrong road in that sense.
Yeah.
That Guts was going back down a road which he didn't want to go back down, I guess.
Yeah.
But there were some moments. Let's talk about some moments which I just was shouting at my books for. When Griffith slept with that princess, I was like, "You fucking idiot!" Just punching the volume, saying, "You fucking idiot."
Well, he would have got away with it if it wasn't for the meddling nurse. So, well,
he would have got away with it.
He would have got.
So just rip off Griffith's face, and it's like Puck.
He was the villain all along. I can see some fans enjoying that, but yeah.
What were some moments in the Golden Age arc where, like, in any Berserk moment, any Berserk arc, where like, oh, why the fuck did you do that?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't think I've ever really disliked a character doing an action in the series. Maybe, jeez, that's actually a really tough question. I think for me it'd be more of like what Miura has done in certain parts. Like for me, I can't remember the name of the actress, called the Dog Squad, with what they did to that family in the series. I thought that was going a bit too dark. I was like, whoa, that's. I don't know, that's going a bit too far.
That dildo tongue was a bit.
Oh, jeez. Like, I love the moment where like Guts sees what they've done and he's just like, okay, I'm gonna fucking destroy these guys. Like, I'll forever love that moment. But man, that was hard to read for me personally.
So. Was it Anthony yesterday when we were talking to him? He did a great summary of the conviction arc with the egg guy.
Yes, he did.
He was like, "Oh, I hated it because the bloody egg guy met this girl, then he threw him in the barrel, and she rolled down this black tar and met with the other prostitutes." And I was like, "That's one way to summarize."
Very simplistic way to summarize a very long arc.
So yeah, what did you think of the egg guy?
The egg. I was very confused by him because I don't know, maybe I didn't really realize what was happening at the time when I was reading it. On a second reread, I really do appreciate what he kind of represents, is what he's setting up. So it's like he is basically going to be sacrificed to bring Griffith and Griffith back into the world, like basically reborn, giving him a rebirth. I don't really see a problem with him. He's just kind of like a voice for the narrator in a way as well. Like he's kind of summarizing things. I don't have a problem with him. I do not have a problem with him. He's just another apostle for me.
When I first read it, I was like, have I missed a chapter? I have missed like 10 chapters. Like, who is this guy?
Yes. Because you see...
And he had like a weird...
Yeah, go on.
He had a weird backstory where it's like, oh, it just, digged and stuff, and then people started throwing shit in the thing. That's how it lived.
That's right. Yes, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like, okay, firstly, why did you dig? That's the main one. Then, firstly, why did people think, oh, this is a great dumping site? Like,
yes.
But there must be just people that, like, when he was just starting digging, it's like, oh, here's that, Dave's at it again, he's bloody digging. What's he like?
I mean, they must have just thought it was a good place to dump all their shit and garbage, so they're like, fuck it.
They thought he was in a Hobbit. It's like, oh, Dave, the Hobbit.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
I think that's a great point. Let's go to come on to moments of Berserk, as the digging was probably my favourite. Just that couple of panels, great moment, great art. What would you say is the... Okay, let's not go quintessential, because that will always be the Eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
But what would you say your personal favourite moment?
Just
apart from the
Eclipse, and I think my favourite moment would be when Casca is about to be. She about to be raped. I think she's about to be raped, or she was with the orgy with the goat guy. Was transforming into his like pseudo apostle form, and you just see Guts just.
Okay, King. Let's try to not get demonetized.
I think that's already happened on Family Badger, but just seeing Guts
already happened.
Yeah, I think it's already happened. I think Guts just racing in and have that panel where you just see him standing over Casca and just looking at her, and she's looking at him. I just thought that was a beautiful moment in the series. That's one of my favorite moments.
I've got two. I'm always extra. I always have to have that second one. So my first one would be not the Eclipse, but what happened outside that Eclipse with the Skull Knight facing off against your man,
Zod.
The beast.
Zod. Yep.
Like, that was just an amazing moment.
That was very good.
Like, subtle foreshadowing, and then this guy was just clashing in, and that was another great moment. Oh, I've ruined my own rule. I've talked about the Eclipse where he enters the Eclipse.
You've cheated. You've cheated me.
I've cheated. Oh my god. My stream, my
rules.
Yeah,
all right.
It's called Badger Parade. It's not King Burns a Koala. Okay. Second one, not in the Eclipse, was Guts and Griffith's first meeting after the Eclipse, where he's by the gravesite.
Yep.
That was just an amazing.
That is a good moment.
I was like, oh shit.
Griffith!
Griffith! What's the guy's name who was like, oh, Griffith, you're back, mate. Oh, I'd love to see you.
Yeah,
like,
poor Rickon. Poor Rickon, always missing out.
Rickon was like, oh, Griffith, oh, mate. I was like, oh, you idiot. But, like, Griffith, like, I just imagine, like, Guts being, what the fuck? Bitch, please. But another Rickon, not the Stark.
The Stark
was, yeah, he just runs straight forward and gets killed by Ramsay Bolton.
Yep.
Was when he slapped Griffith. That was quite a funny moment.
Oh god, that's a good moment. That is a great moment for me, actually. When he did that, good on you, Rickon.
There's a good segue into that kind of mini arc of the Rise of the Falcon, where they were in the actual city. That was a weird plot, wasn't it?
Oh jeez. To tell you the truth, I've forgotten most of it. I'd have to reread it. I've just been so disinterested in that part of Berserk at the moment.
It was just so weird because it was after the massive climax of the pseudo eclipse and the giant, and then like they just created a city out of it.
Yeah.
And like, okay, and then people started entering. I was like, oh, here's how we do taxes, and here's how we do this, and then we had like a bunch of like it was kind of something out of like a fan fiction where these bunch of side characters just all met up coincidentally. Like, you had the prostitutes, you had Ripon, you had the guy from the Asian country coming back in.
Yeah,
like with his dragons. Of like, how did he keep dragons in a barn?
We'll never get that explained. Oh god, I try not to think about some of this.
The princess was so fucking annoying. It's like, I want orphanages. Like, what the fuck? We're trying to create a city. You want orphanages?
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, what is your favorite? seinen anime, adult themed anime of all time?
Oh, jeez. It's probably something that's a difficult question. Because obviously, I would want to pick. I would want to pick Berserk. Problem is, it doesn't have a really good anime, so that's kind of counted out. I think mine would be March Comes in Like a Lion. Would probably be my favorite adult themed anime currently. You probably never heard of March Comes in Like a Lion.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one with the piano.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
No, it's the show. It's the show. No, it's the shogi.
It's the shogi one. Yep.
It's the shogi guy. Yeah,
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I mixed Your Lie in April with March. It's the spring months. They just.
They got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be my favorite one currently.
So is it, you fascinated by the game of shogi?
I'm not. I'm not really. It's the shogi element is kind of interesting. I just think it's the characters, how they interact, how they're developing, and the main character. Like this main character was basically like a depressed, lone person who's probably very close to committing suicide, and now he's finally finding happiness as time goes on. I think it's a really uplifting series. Myself personally, I think a lot of people would enjoy watching it. It can be a bit slow at times, but I think it's just great character development, great characterization.
Yeah, okay, so I've got two again. I'm always going for two. So if I was going through... Okay, so the anime, I like the anime and manga, which is Planet Tez, which I talked about in my other video. Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. You have to, get these views.
Yeah.
And just from manga, it has to be Grand Blue.
Oh, okay, really? Okay.
It's this great... have you read it?
I've watched this anime.
The manga is really good, and it's just such a great comedic manga to read.
Okay.
And it's just very unexpected.
Is there a bit of the incest themes kind of come out in the series, or is that kind of get dropped?
No. It's a lot of misunderstanding because it's played as a joke that the older sister has a thing for the other sister, and that she always threatens the main character that if anybody dates the sister, she will kill him.
Oh Jesus!
There's like some fun stuff with that. And,
okay.
When it turns small spoilers, when it turns out that the main guy is not blood related to the two sisters, they will go in shock and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite a good moment, and I think it's a great read because it's very much. There's a lot of camaraderie where I'll DM you some pictures and I put it up screen now of just some great moments. It's also great artwork because it's a lot of weird faces.
How many chapters does it currently have?
56, but it's a monthly series.
Oh, okay, so yeah, double it then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that will do it for the first episode of Badger Berate. There's a lot of berating, a lot of disagreements.
That's how podcast should be.
That's how our podcast should be. We're better than Dritz when it comes to that.
I hope you're not watching. I hope you're not watching Dritz.
Nah, Dritz is, he's just all miserable. There's no light to him. It was like, One Piece is shit now.
Oh,
come on, man.
Oh no.
Read Berserk, babe.
Oh no.
Just can't take him seriously anymore.
Hopefully it doesn't give you a copyright strike.
No, hopefully. I'll just play his theme tune. Just put his massive face. Oh, you know how to get copyright claimed? Oh, this is really bad of me. If instead of you holding koala, you hold Snickers.
Oh, jeez.
That I'm definitely down. Oh, yeah. I've lost all hope.
It's alright. You can reclaim it. The future is bright.
Future is bright, yes.
I hope so. I mean, when Berserk comes back from hiatus, the future will be very bright for the person. It's never...
like Hunter.
Oh, God. Honestly, your next podcast, you should talk about all the bullshit with these series going hiatus all the time. That should be your next topic.
Good. Thanks. You've done my job for me.
Oh.
Alright, well, thanks for joining me today, King.
Oh, no worries, Badger. Thanks for having me on.
I hope you have a lovely afternoon in Down Under.
Yeah, Down Underland.
Rubbish place to live.
Oh, fuck you. Thanks for having me, mate. I appreciate being on, man.
Well, thank you. And thanks everyone for watching and listening. And remember, Griffith is way better. No, not Griffith. Fuck, I pointed the catchphrase. Redo it. Yoshikage Kira is better than Griffith. Good night.